Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses. First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Denver Broncos. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First carry for Nick Chubb. Chubb will have the first down and much more. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, about as dynamic a runner as the NFL has to offer. He put his talents on full display there. That was some kind of run. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Play action now. Bridgewater. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Bridgewater. Flush to his right. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
82 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mayfield. Drops it off for Chubb. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football.
And that is a situation where in a defender's mind, you just have to pick a point on the football field and think to yourself, I'm going to sprint full out and meet him at that point. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but he had the play diagnosed perfectly there.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Now Bridgewater. Here's a diving catch right side.
Bridgewater to Sutton, 1st down Denver.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Bridgewater. That's going to be caught by Judy. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
There goes Melvin Gordon. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score.
But earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead is down to a field goal. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started.
They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much, don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
A run for Nick Chubb. Nifty move. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
106 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Mayfield down. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
2nd and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. Dancing to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. This defense for the Broncos, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your...
Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Von Miller make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. 1st down, Bridgewater. He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
They go back to Gordon here on 1st down. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Noah Fant, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is now 14-10. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they are winners of 2 straight games as they have climbed back to 500 now on the season.
And you and I both know that this can be a tough team to figure out sometimes, because I remember a few weeks ago you and I having a conversation where we both thought that this was a season that could get away from them pretty quickly. Obviously not.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Mayfield swings this out for Hunt. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt, his 4th touchdown on the year. And once again, the Browns are back in front. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so I'm actually thinking bigger. With those 3 timeouts, that amount of time on the clock, I'm thinking about trying to get a touchdown and settle for a field goal.
He's got his big tight end, Fant. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Bridgewater on the slant. It's Fant. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Throwing is Bridgewater. And he's got his big tight end here. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. To the air again with Bridgewater. That's out to the flat for Gordon. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. This is Gordon on the dump off. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Bridgewater.
Open space inside the 10. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Here's Bridgewater. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Noah Fant in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos have once again taken the lead. McManus's point after is good, and that will make this a 4-point game.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
Now Gordon on first down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And give the tackle to Anthony Walker.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing, Bridgewater.
And that's checked down to Gordon.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They're going to run. This is Gordon. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Here's Gordon. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
I certainly know that I, for one, would not like to be on the other end of a tackle when this guy's coming at you full speed from his strong safety spot. Boy, that was a nice play.
From the 38, Bridgewater finding his big receiver Patrick over the middle. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 26. 12 yards there as they move the chains. first down throw for Bridgewater. Throw to the right here to Gordon. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch,
touchdown! It's complete. Noah Fant with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point from McManus is good, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
Broncos 28, Browns 17. Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead is up to 18 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started, and they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Eluding the pressure right. It's caught by Hooper. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. Play fake. Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
And again, it's Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And they'll be down just outside of the end zone at the 1-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised. But that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 10. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Running left, it's Gordon on the toss. And some room to work. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 118 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after.
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. When he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
And he wisely will throw that one away. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively in the 4th quarter here, you've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Escaping the pressure right. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Here's Mayfield. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. Jarvis Landry, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do get these. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way. And he'll be taken down at the 34. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, Above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Play fake. Bridgewater. Got a man. It's Judy complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jerry Judy, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point from McManus is good, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Broncos 42, Browns 24. Brandon McManus to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fields this way up at the 17. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bradley Chubb able to record his 5th sack of the season. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Pass caught by Hooper. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. Now Mayfield. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Mayfield to throw it. Buying time to his left. Now Mayfield lost the football. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
You got to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble is kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Why were they clicking on offense?
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Broncos, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on Washington. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers.